Did you guys take it? Hi guys. Okay. I think we need to start that again. We can't do that. Okay. Are we ready? So baby, I'll be like.
Kill us all. Like a soldier. Hey, do your thing, bro.
Where do we look? We look there.
It's the main camera.
Okay, let's start again.
1, 2.
Okay, no. Don't just 1, 2 start. Eh? Okay, wait. Okay, I'm starting.
Okay.
Hi guys. Sure. Wow. My name is Tenyoko Mokale.
I am Tokolo Homokale.
And this is Journey with the Mokales.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. So where have you been? Actually, Dumelan say, Lishab.
We are back.
Are we back?
Yes, back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He said it.
And to stay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like commitment. Let's try,
Let's
guys.
do this.
Yeah. First of all, I think it's important to apologize to the
Okay.
many people that our community that have been here from the very beginning,
Yeah.
and we didn't even say a no to the guys. We're on a break. We didn't say a thing. We just disappeared.
Well, yeah, we disappeared, but you know, yeah, we've been
But
busy.
with good reason.
Yeah.
Because we've been hectic. I think it's almost like a year.
2 years.
Oh, 2 years.
2
I
years.
thought it's just a year.
No,
but
it's 2 years.
yeah, almost 2 years of not coming here and sharing our love.
Yeah.
And I think it was important for us just to sort of talk about, I think, between ourselves as to why do we want to be here. I think that took us time, and I mean, we've been getting DMs from our loved ones telling us, okay, guys, go back to YouTube and things like that. We really enjoyed it. But I don't think it's just YouTube for us. I think it's we've always said it's a ministry, you know.
Yeah.
And we don't want to share without leading into God. So it was quite important for us just to go back to the why we started this channel to start with.
Yeah.
We opened this channel for those that don't know, to motivate, to inspire, to share our journey, because it is Journey with the Mokales.
Yeah.
And since then, it was just obviously sharing all parts of our family, our marriage, our relationship, what we have experienced. So we had to go back to that to make it make sense again.
And to really paint a different narrative that really seeks to show a side of marriage that's usually not communicated. To show a side of dating, premarital dating, that is that at least says there's hope and it's fun and it can continue to be fun for as long as you guys put in the work. And we want to show the audience doing the work, what it looks like and what it produces.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's why we did it.
Yeah. So we're going to commit this time around. We're going to commit to you, and to ourselves.
Yes.
To do better.
Yeah.
And so that you journey with us as a family. But yeah, I think first things first, I sort of did, just so we understand that it's been a while, ne? And you might have lost touch of who we are somewhat, ne? Are you still the same person
No.
since the last time we post? Yeah, that's a
No.
good question, because are we still the same people?
No.
What has changed?
I am not not the same guy. I'm a different dad. I'm a different husband. In the time of this absence, I have made mistakes. We have had, I don't know, shifting fights, I would call them that sort of made a person sit back and think, put things into perspective. There has been instances of all where God like shows off, and it sort of shifts my faith is different. My whole view of what marriage was then versus now is different.
Do you want to go into any of those changes? In terms of...
I have, yes.
Okay.
One, I have become ultra protective of my children.
Sure.
And that is as far as the environment I allow them to be in. I have become super sensitive to the point of even wanting to move church. Because...
That's bold.
Yes. Because I'm now sensitive about who says what to them.
Who pours into them?
Into them. Yes, correct. Yeah, so that's just one of the things that has changed. What about you? Are you the same girl?
I'm not the same girl. The last time we were here, I was still in my previous job, remember?
Oh yes, congratulations, darling.
I changed jobs and my life... Oh, why am I getting emotional?
We cry now, we also cry, okay? It's the new segment. We call it the crying segment.
No, I'm getting emotional because I haven't taken a moment to actually reflect in a while. And it's been a year since joining my new workplace. And a lot has changed. Like, majority of the time we shot our YouTube channel, I wasn't in a good place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't in a good place. And if you scroll down, you could even see my skin.
Man.
Yeah, like what has happened? Like, I don't even know where these tears are coming from. But a lot has changed because I've gone into a different part of me, and I've intentionally seeked places, environments where it would feed my soul, it would feed my spirit.
Okay.
And I think the first thing that I did was leave where I spend most of my time. And doing that was the healthiest decision I made. And I thank God for the grace of being afforded to be in a place where I live or outlive my purpose in everything that I do, in an organization that is so close to my values, about helping communities, about going into empowering women, empowering children, empowering youth. So I'm in a great place when it comes to my career. And I think from a spiritual perspective, a lot has also changed as well. My faith has shifted as well. I've had to visit parts of me as a young child that were broken and hurt. And recently went on a solo trip.
Yes, girl. Yes. I'm an international.
Well, okay. A solo trip that was life-changing, which I think we'll expand on because there's a lot to talk about that, and where you also come in. So yeah, a lot has changed, and I think I'm a different person altogether. Environments have changed, friendships have changed, a lot of things.
Okay. Are you happy?
I'm very happy. I'm challenged every day. I'm on my toes. Where my children are concerned, where my marriage is concerned, I think I'm very conscious about the decisions I make.
Okay.
How I make them, who it impacts. I'm very also sensitive as well, ultra sensitive as well, in terms of what I do for you guys, for me too, because I think a lot of me was a bit neglected, which you taught me and pushed me to sort of look after that. So, yeah.
That's good.
Yo, I don't know
That's a lot,
how
but
I
it's
got
good.
to crying, but yeah.
Wow.
So it was a lot, but yeah. So yeah, do you have a question for me?
No, you go.
Do you have a question for me?
Yeah.
Okay, I've got one question for you.
Okay.
Okay, since let's call it, let's do change, right, and evolve. I love the word evolve these days.
Of course you do. We know.
We've evolved. So I love the word evolve these days because of, I went on a trip and I attended Sarah Jake's, we'll call it a woman movement ministry that I never thought that I would take, that step of faith and go by myself and go attend a women's conference. Like, first of all, I've never attended a women's conference for 3 days. Ne? At Hayim.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I've only just attended for like a day. But something in me after watching a clip, and I think in the place that I was, right?
Yeah.
Knowing the change that has happened,
Yeah.
I knew that that's the type of room I want to be in. So I went on a trip, and how was that planning? I think I want you to talk about the planning and for me to actually get on the plane and how emotionally shifting that was in itself.
So
before even getting to OR Tambo.
Right. So this is how it happened.
Yeah.
I'm sitting on my desk working, and you are on your desk working. Okay?
Yeah. The day it happened.
And then you're like, baby, I just bought a ticket for the Women Evolve 20. This was 2022 when you bought it.
This is last year. Yes, I bought it.
You bought it in September. Right? I'm like, okay, great. We're going, Rafaya. I want to go to the States. Then, so that was the initial plan. And then you bought the tickets. And then we looked at prices and we're like, we'll Airbnb this thing. We're good. Okay. 2023 comes. This lady has done nothing. Okay. No planning, nothing.
Because
she's a little scary cat. Okay. When did we have a fight about you going to get a visa? Maybe 3 months before.
Yeah.
The trip.
And I was like, no, I don't have to go.
Yeah, because then we had decided that I no longer can go, and I had decided I'll stay with the kids. Don't worry. So yeah, that was the decision. But she was still struggling to book flights, accommodation, get a visa. So one time I literally fought her to apply for a visa, and we did it one night. We went online.
It was a week of fighting because I was scared, right? I'm like, how in the heavens am I gonna go by myself and make this trip by myself? So I think a lot of it had to take firstly trusting the voice of God in terms of the first voice I heard, and when he spoke and said you have to be in the room, right? Because there's something there for you. And I forgot that because you rationalize so many things. What's gonna happen to the kids? This. Do I have to spend this money?
Yeah.
And so forth and so forth. And when I stopped and paused for like a moment, I was like, I haven't done anything for myself in like literally just for me, me.
Yeah.
In years, right? Because I think I'm always going above and beyond for outside of my family for other people because that's just the nature of who I am, and I don't take time to
love on yourself.
It was a huge lesson, and it's difficult when you haven't been practicing it for a while.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden you're like, you're gonna wake up one day and just do it. That's why we kept on fighting, because I was like, I don't have to, because I wasn't used to doing it. So eventually,
flight booked.
to get your
tickets
visa,
bought.
you have to book your flights.
Yes.
You have to book your accommodation.
Yeah.
You say, okay, where are you going, ma'am?
How long?
How long are you going for? Who are you? Where do you work? To get your visa. So that had to happen. And yeah, the process of that was quite daunting because I've never applied for any visa for anything, right?
Yeah.
So even just going through that whole process, it was just prayer after prayer after prayer. God, please, please do your things, because the girl here is very nervous. Because when you go to like visa offices, you can't just show Hore, this one might come with things to our country, this one. So you have to be like, no, I have something. I have something
at home to come back to.
Yeah,
that's
because
all they
people
want
get
to know.
declined for visas as well. So
yes.
thank God that I was approved that day, and obviously got my visa later, about 10 days later. And I got home and I was excited, and then I got more stressed because now I really have to go.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. What is it about this trip that you... It's not necessarily... I know there was a million sermons there and whatever, but what is it about just leaving home, the kids, leaving me, and going there and just experiencing something alone? What is it about that experience that you think has changed you and how you view tomorrow?
I think that whole entire experience dug deep into the fear that I had sort of built up for years. I realized that as a young child, there's so many variation of things that happened as a child that you sort of block out, and they come up in adulthood. If you don't, I guess we'll call them childhood traumas. We're not psychologists, but we'll call them that I had sort of buried. And I kept asking myself, why am I so filled with fear? Why, if you are like a child of God that has a relationship with God, but you are functioning literally in fear. And that's how I've always, and in every single thing, majority of the stuff, you're the one that's always like, babes,
Let's go.
We are going. This girl, this side, like, I've got, I think it tested that. It pulled me out of those chains, in terms of just breaking that barrier for me, because I was so filled with so much fear, scared of everything. I'm even going to a mall. We'll go to a mall together, me and my husband, and I'm always like, baby, some more water.
Yo.
Because
all the time.
Right? Because and this trip required me to shift.
Yeah.
And I had to confront 13-year-old Tinyeko.
Right.
The 13-year-old Tinyeko that was sort of bullied for Lord knows what reason. And the 13-year-old Tinyeko that didn't see the greatest relationships growing up, didn't see a healthy version of marriage.
Yeah.
And I had to go there and say, you're going to be okay. Let's go. Right? I had to remove all fear and just trust God. Like, it was, I think, beyond, a sense of me was so comfortable that the kids are with you. Like, when I was crying at the airport, it wasn't about you and the kids. Oh my God. You're not going to forget this, are you? It was not really about you, and my heart was at peace with you being with the kids, because you're such a great dad.
Thanks.
You function very well. He does. He really does. So my heart was at peace that I'm leaving my husband with my kids. They'll be okay. I've never left them that long. I've only left them maybe for a work, like
one night.
One night, maybe
Yeah.
I've gone to a strategy session or whatever.
Yeah.
I've never left them for a week. But my biggest crying point was that I'm gonna be alone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was because
Sure.
just that I'm gonna be alone.
Wow.
So I had to face that. I had to face the being alone and being scared, because a lot of the time, you think you are comfortable with yourself until you have to face yourself alone. So I had
on a
to
22-hour flight. Yeah.
By the end of it, I was okay.
Yeah.
By the end of, I don't know, like the
8 and 14, yeah.
Yeah, because I had to, I was at Ora Tambagir. It was an 8-hour flight to Dubai. I connected via Dubai. And from then it was 16 hours to Dallas, right? Texas. So it was those hours by myself without knowing anyone around me.
Yeah.
And just having somebody just speak to from time to time.
Small talking, yeah.
Small talk. And
Wow.
actually my ride going, I was not even talking. It was just hi, pass my bag, whatever. But I was alone. Right? So I had to face that. And when I came back, my trip was different. Because
You had evolved.
it was totally different. I even forgot to show you. I met a friend. I met this woman.
You showed me.
I showed you,
Yeah, yeah.
So,
and I kept telling you that I was so proud of you. The first time you called me and said, "I'm with Mama," I'm like, "Huh? You are with?
Yeah.
You are hanging out with?" Because that's so unlike you. And the moment you showed me, I saw that, I was like, okay, she's okay. She'll be
and
fine.
really shout out to my Instagram sisters, family. Like, they're the ones. No, like, please, like, shout out. Because they're like, Dinyuko, Ngobile is traveling. She's alone. She's a solo traveler. Connect. Guys, you guys are the bow wow. The bow wow. Because you knew that I needed that.
Yeah.
Like, you knew. And I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to wing this, but God, you will provide. Because majority of the time, we always say, no, Tamaya, be obedient to God's word and go and trust God, and God will provide. We say it, ne? But I had to live it. I had to literally step out and do it. So,
Tell me something. Tell me, how does this change your parenting?
Sure.
How does this experience change how you parent? And I'm deliberately asking this because naturally, mothers are always the kids mustn't, right? But now you're basically out of your shell at your big age. You know, how does it change how you raise your daughter? You know, because that little boy, I got him, bro.
Yeah, my daughter is a reflection of me when I was young, right?
You used to be that?
Yeah, outgoing. I want to stay in the streets and play and be dirty and come back home when I am dirty and hungry. That was me growing up, right? My sisters, my dad will tell you that I never wanted to be at home. I always wanted to be everywhere. So when I look at my daughter, I am reminded to breathe, relax, and take it one day at a time, because it's not just a natural switch. As a parent, you are very cautious about where your child goes, regardless. I will never stop being protective. I will never stop being overbearing. But I have to speak to myself. Like now, when you guys were out, Litolo, Tupolo is like so adventurous. she took out her school bag and she was putting in chips
Yeah.
and putting in things, and like even her mind, like how it operates is so free, right? It's just I'm leaning into learning how she views the world more than I think I'm being more overprotective of her, because I think I see myself in her, and I think she's teaching me a lot of being filled with faith and not fear. So I think a lot of the times I have to just pause and just say, God, help me, give me wisdom. I think I kept on doing that today, like give me wisdom to not instill any fear in her. I'm more conscious about it. Before I wasn't. I was like, no, don't play there. Don't play there. You're going to fall. You know, that's already instilling fear. Hore, you're going to fall. Whereas, what if you don't fall? But the voice that a child remembers a lot more than anything, I think, is the parent's voice. Because I still remember my mom's voice in everything that I do. My mom used to always say, oh, Dinyoko, you're such a hard worker. You know, I still run with that voice in my mind. In every single thing that I don't do anything without that voice. That Dinyoko, you're a hard worker. You can do it. You're smart. You belong. You know, that confidence still sits in me, even though she's gone. But that your parents' voice is very important. So I ask for that wisdom from God to do right by her.
And I from this I want to take my take on it is that you can never raise adventurous, brave kids unless you are.
Sure.
So until you did this trip, you were not going to be able to in any way influence our kids to be any braver than you. You know, they can only take what we give them, and we can only give them what we know. You know, so for me, that's the biggest take. I think for me, your trip was more of a challenge for me to see what are my limits of parenting, because it was challenging at times. I think I have become more empathetic to single parents, bruh.
Yeah.
Y'all are heroes, okay? Single moms, single dads. It was a week for me, but sharp.
It's a lot. It's a lot because
it's a
you
lot.
have to literally.
You are everything.
You wonder, when do they get a break?
Yes.
When do they get a moment to say, "Oh my goodness, I need to hide out from the kids," or whatever the case is? Because with the two of us, we split the mornings and the nights. In the mornings is dad, and the evenings is mom. So you had to run the whole. But I trusted you to do that. I knew you'll be fine.
By the grace of God, we did it. You know.
Yeah.
But but hey, I have much more respect for single parents than anybody. Yeah, I'm glad the trip happened, because for me it was an opportunity to even get even closer with the kids in a way that I thought I was close to my kids, but there was actually a point where 2 nights actually when Tupolo woke up in the middle of the night and she called daddy instead of mommy. It was it's one and I was awake, baby. I was like up. You know, I was. It's amazing how you switch.
Yeah.
Because of knowing
that you're
the
high
only
alert.
one. Yeah.
You're the only one.
So it really challenged me, and I'm glad we made the decision for us not to even involve anybody, to just have you and me, you away and me at home. And should again, bruh, big shout out to all the single mothers and dads. You guys are the heroes, and I'm glad as well that this trip turned out to be such a beautiful experience for you. You know, and I know, I can feel that you are evolved.
Is it?
So thanks, Sarah.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Really.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I love that. Yeah, so I think guys, thank you so much for staying with us through this conversation. I know it's a lengthy life update, and I promised to do like an update about really the debrief around Women Evolve, from booking tickets to the experience and sharing snippets of like life-changing moment of my life to date. I think there'll be more life-changing moments because I think I'm young.
Of course.
Yeah, because as you grow, you evolve.
Yeah.
Take that line. As you grow, you evolve. Okay, so I'll stop. But I think in the next video, what you can look forward to is me just sharing all of that, and I think it's important that I share and encourage all of you guys to go and experience it. Every single woman that I know should go to Women Evolve. I think we all deserve it, and we can save and so forth. So going next year, no, because I feel like I've got so much homework to do. I do want to go to 2025 though, because okay. I want to go with my husband. Not to the conference.
Thanks.
Yeah, no. But I think it's important that I think every 2 years that I go. But next year I think a family trip is warranted, or just a couples vacation is warranted, maybe.
Yes.
But 2025 I'll go. But I'll explain why. Because I think a lot of people were like, "Didn't you want to go with you next year?" and so forth. But I'll explain why in detail. That I don't think it's not like Women Evolve for me, and I'm gonna explain it the best and very loosely.
Yeah.
Right? Where religiously, I think it literally ripped me into pieces from emotional, spiritual, like mental, every part of who I am was tested and challenged, that I feel like there's so much that I need to do within myself before I can step into that room again. And I feel like I need a year to sort of see
and do the work. Yeah.
So look out for the next episode. Thank you guys so much. We love you.
Oh, yeah.